What's up, everybody? Dave Hamrick here. Welcome back to my Hack Finder series on YouTube. This is a video series where I'm going to go and give you, my dear viewer, for free all the cool stuff that I've learned about making money online. This is absolutely 100% free. Never going to ask anything for it. All I ask in return is that if you like it, or subscribe, or do all the other things. But today I want to talk about my favorite way to drive traffic to a site. Actually, it's my favorite way to do market research. It's my favorite way to drive traffic. It's my favorite way to waste time. It is an awesome website called Quora. If you're not familiar with Quora, Quora is a question and answer site where people from all over the world ask questions that they want to know about, and then other people answer those questions. Now, it's got to be my most favorite way to drive traffic. It's just an amazing site. I want to show you a couple of the things about it, and then I want to show you kind of a way to do it to get the most out of it. Okay. So I've got the site pulled up here. You can see this is right on my profile. So this isn't what the homepage is going to look like, but this is my profile. You can see here, Dave Hamrick. I'm an investor, business owner, hyper autodidact. I read over 200 plus books a year, etc. You can see right away I've got call to actions, boom, boom, right above the fold. Got a picture here. You can see over to the side. Let me move myself out the way. You've got credentials, highlights, tells you what my job is, where I went to school, which is nowhere. Live in Norman, Oklahoma. Number of answer views that I've had. So I've had 1.4 million views since I started writing on Quora. Over 400,000 just this month alone. Topics that I know about, and then you can see as we start to scroll down, here are some of the questions that I'm answering for. Quora is a pretty rad little site. You can ask a question. I don't ask a lot of questions personally. I mostly just spend my time answering questions. But if we go to the home page, you'll see these are going to be some of the more popular questions and answers that are popping up lately. You'll see really cool people like Clayton C. Anderson, retired U.S. astronaut, Ali Al-Shamsi, I hope I said that right, but he's kind of a famous guy on here, multi-millionaire investor guy answering questions. Peter Flom is I believe he's a history professor. He has lots of cool questions, but you've got really, really intelligent, cool, awesome people, business owners, authors, entrepreneurs, fitness gurus, people who've got, millions of followers on YouTube answering questions that people want to know about. And that's huge. You can't get that anywhere else. I mean, yeah, you'll get it some places, but it's not too often where I feel like I'm not just another face in the crowd. I've been able to build up a pretty reasonable Quora following, and it's cool to be able to be on here answering questions like with the likes of Jimmy Wales or Gary Vaynerchuk or Ryan Holiday or Tim Ferriss or any number of some pretty awesome people. When I go to answer questions, you can see right away it pops up with some different stuff that's probably going to fit within my wheelhouse. What are different market structures? Should I buy a Cisco product from overseas? Some stuff about millennials. How much burn will occur? I don't know the answer to all the questions, so I can either I can pass it, I can answer it, I can even go over here and you can see I can answer it later, I can follow it privately, I can do all kinds of cool stuff, and it's pretty rad. Now, there's a couple different reasons I like to use Quora. The first reason is it's fantastic for market research. Right away, you can figure out what people are super passionate about, what they really want to know about, and ultimately what they will probably pay to learn. So if you're in the educational field like I am and a lot of the folks that are on here, you can use Quora as a way to gauge what's some stuff people want to know. So, for example, you take this question here: how do I make money blogging as an online business? I think I've probably answered that question at least 20 times on Quora. Like, oh, affiliate marketing, sell your own products, et cetera, et cetera. But people want to know this stuff, and it's not just stuff that they can pick up a book and learn. The internet changes so fast, so you've got to be able to stay up to date with them. What are some overlooked businesses that can make you a millionaire? I think I've answered that question like a bunch of times. You can see already that some people have been answering these questions. There's already some people following it. Same thing with Instagram. Lots of different ways to find out what people want to know. So that's the first best reason. Now the second and my favorite reason to use Quora is that it gives you an insane amount of what is almost free traffic. You got to spend about 20 to 30 minutes answering the questions, but it's going to send you just oodles and oodles of eyeballs on your material. And I mean, let's go back over here to my profile and I'll show you exactly what I mean. We'll go to my stats page. Now keep in mind, I've only been doing this since May of this year, 2017. Right now it's September, so I've been on Quora for roughly 4 months only. And in that time, you can see I've gotten over 1.5 million views. I've got almost 9,000 people liking my stuff. I've had over 1,000 people share it. You can see it's just like Sauron's tower of popularity, and it's huge. I mean, you can't get this kind of publicity doing anything else. Now, that's not to say that this traffic is easy or it's something that anybody just walking into is going to get. There's a very specific way that I get on Quora, and I do the things that I do. Additionally, if I were just to get on here and answer a question by saying, oh, click on my book if you want to know the answer to that question, you're not going to get anything from that. Quora is all about demonstrating your value. So when someone asks a question and they want to know something, if you joke around, or if you give it a shitty response, or something that's like a canned answer, something that just seems inauthentic, nothing's going to happen. But if you get on there and you actually answer the question thoroughly, and you give them the details that they want to know, and you show that, hey, this is something that I know, this is something that I care about and I'm passionate about. If you want to learn more, ... then what you're going to find is you're going to get the answer itself is going to become extremely popular, and people are actually going to click through to your stuff. So, for example, my number one question all time on Quora: what are the top 10 businesses? You can see here. What are the top 10 businesses you can do online without investing too much? You can see I've got 181,000 views, over 500 upvotes, and only 7 shares. so people like to read it, but they didn't really like to share it with other people. Maybe they're keeping it to themselves. But here's another one. What are some businesses that people generally don't know about that make a lot of money? 9,500 views, over 1,000 upvotes, and now I've got close to 400 shares with it. And you can see I answered this one in May, and I wrote about Amazon. Those who follow me know that I've been an Amazon seller for 3 years. I wrote a book called The Private Label Playbook, which you can get at privatelabelplaybook.com. I just wrote a very thorough answer in my experience. Now, a lot of folks know about Amazon Private Label. You can see, all I did was turn to other stuff here, but you can see I gave some links. I gave some full numbers. I didn't make it too long. It's about 300 words. And at the end of it, I did a call to action to my Instagram. And that's it. I probably got a lot of followers on Instagram because of this one. Let's go back to problem with picture in the picture. It's always in the way. What are top 10 businesses that you can do? I put up a cool little picture, top 10 businesses, blah, 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 blah. Then I also gave some that I don't care for, which is a little controversial. People who are investing in the cryptocurrencies don't like it when you tell them that you think Bitcoin mining and cryptocurrencies are a sham. They kind of are. Maybe go into that one day. But I think some people need to read some more books. But anyways, you can see I gave a very thorough answer. I gave 10 different ways to make money online, and at the end of it, I did my call to actions. Bam, just like that. 200,000 views, 200,000 people. That's the population of the city that I was born in, viewing my stuff here on Quora. Now, so I've given you some of the benefits of being on Quora. I've shown you how awesome it is. If you've got a site, it's fantastic. I found that my click-through rate on my call to actions, especially the ones where I've really demonstrated value, is about 0.5% daily. So if I'm getting 2,000 views, then I'm getting about 100 people from that views. They're going to my page and checking it out. Or they're going to my Instagram account or, my YouTube videos or wherever. You can't get that anywhere else. Of course, conversion rate's high because, when you're demonstrating value like this through content marketing and showing people what it's not like a Facebook ad, which is what's considered cold traffic or people who are unfamiliar with you. These are people who know who I am and what I'm about. They don't think I'm just here to try to sell them something. So they trust me a little bit more and the conversion rate goes up. So not only is the traffic free, but you're also sending warm traffic. Currently, my conversion rate on my site is about 25% after opt-in, which is pretty friggin' awesome. Opt-in rate, I think I'm about 30% right now, with 50% actually confirming on the subscribe. And then again, like I said, 25% of those are making a purchase. So huge, huge, huge stuff. It's amazing. Let me give you a few tips on Quora and the best way to use it. I'd say on Quora, if you're going to want to, make it successful, don't think of it like Reddit, where with Reddit, you're going to start targeting niche markets. You're going to go, after subreddits of pit bulls or Doctor Who or whatever. That's going to be more of Reddit's market. I mean, granted, Reddit has entrepreneurs and fitness and stuff like that, but Quora, if you really want to use it as a source for marketing and a source to drive traffic to your site, I highly suggest targeting some of the more popular categories that people get passionate about. And the big ones are always going to be those that increase status in some way. You've got wealth, which is kind of where I stick in. I'm very much into showing people how to make money online. But there's also fitness, self-improvement, happiness. Also, I'd say religion and politics are pretty popular on here. I don't have a lot of experience monetizing it, but I'm sure that there's some folks out there who do. But you stick to those categories, and let me kind of show you. Like, for example, entrepreneurship. You stick to categories like that, and you'll see over here, entrepreneurship, active identifying opportunities, taking the risk of turning them into reality. Over 130,000 questions, 3.3 million followers are following this thing. I mean, that's bigger than the population of a whole bunch of countries in this world. And you've got some, look, frickin' Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is answering questions on here. Jimmy Wales, the founder of Wikipedia, upvoting him. These are the kind of people who are on here answering questions. And you can see they rank people most viewed writers. Hey, look, there I am. I'm right near the top. And I'm around some, honestly, I probably don't deserve to be up here with some of these guys. You've got CEO of Launchpad, some big time stock traders. Gordon Miller's a multi-million-dollar venture capitalist. Some big people. And here's Dave, showing people how to make money on Amazon and set up a drop shipping business using Shopify. So, but still, you can see if you answer the questions that people want to know about, in this case, entrepreneurship, you're going to move up pretty darn quick in the world. But I mean, take a look at fitness too. Fitness, if you're somebody who knows how to do yoga or, bodybuilding, I mean, my brother's answering questions on here too. It's funny. You see 1.5 million followers on here. You've got some, again, most viewed writers on here, some people who are really driving traffic to their sites and to their brands. I mean, it's a huge way to build up a following. And if you go after those categories that are all about status, yeah, it's more competitive, but if you've got damn good answers, you're going to skyrocket and you're going to get a ton of views really, really fast. So You just can't beat that. So when you're now that you kind of know what category to target, the next thing is going to be is in writing what's a good post. Now, I think there's a couple ways to write a good post. You can do kind of the short and fun way of doing it. So, for example, people love Elon Musk, so they ask questions about him all the time. So, Elon Musk, I think this question nobody had answered it, and there were like 500 people following it. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's just easy traffic right there. So all I did was somebody asked, what's the most interesting experience with Elon Musk? I've never worked for Elon. It'd be pretty rad if I did, but I do know that people worked with him said he's an insane autodidact. He can teach himself anything. So all I did was find a quote from Jim Cantrell, a guy who used to work for him, about how he taught himself rocket science. Absolutely insane. If you ever want to read a cool book, read Elon Musk by Ashley Vance. But anyways, I cut and paste the quote. I made sure to reference it. Very little of my own content here. Call to action. And you can see 630 votes or views. I put this up yesterday. I did another one about Elon Musk the other day that was about his divorce with his first wife, Justine, and it's had like 10,000 views. It's not much different than that. So that's one way to answer a Quora post, giving a really cool answer, citing a really cool reference, targeting something that's already got a lot of followers that, mostly people aren't going to be able to answer, kind of like this Elon Musk question. Let's see. Let's find another cool one that I've done recently. Get you an idea on how to. My computer's. Come on, buddy. Process. Chances are my internet is not. No, there it goes. It'd be embarrassing if my internet. All right, somebody asked me how to double $100 in a month. Oh my god, easy, but people don't know. People don't. The things you take for granted, people just don't know. So I gave a pretty detailed response, and I did what I call a BuzzFeed answer. And a BuzzFeed answer is you're giving the information, but you're also making it as simple as possible with a whole lot of pictures. So right away I give kind of a how-to start. Go to eBay, look for a first edition of a book. It's on Amazon and nobody's really selling it. Buy the book on eBay. Mark it up an insane amount because you can control the market. Anyways, that's not important. That's not what this is about. This is about the method I created this question. So once I did that, you can see I give an example. I found the book Stephen King's It, picture. I sold it on Amazon, picture. I posted it on Instagram, picture. It's a BuzzFeed response. It's like line of dialogue, picture. Line of dialogue, picture. It's meant for those who've got short attention spans who are scrolling through their phones on Quora to just read through really quickly and get to the end, and you can see that's it. So that's a BuzzFeed answer. 2.2 thousand views, 10 upvotes. Bam, just like that. I wrote the question last night at about 9 p.m. Then that's a way that I've been doing recently, and it's crazy effective. It's kind of corny, but honestly, anybody will tell you good artists borrow, great artists steal. If BuzzFeed does it, it makes millions and millions of dollars. Obviously, it works. Finally, any kind of list or how-to guide is going to be pretty helpful. Let me see if I can find. Oh, where is it? It's entrepreneur one I did recently. God, I answer so many of these things I can't even sort out. Oh, here we go. This one's popular. Okay. This is just a list. People say, oh, I want to know how to, let's see, what did they say? What are 5 pieces of advice? Boom, 5 pieces of advice. Throw logic out the window. And notice that I bold the points of it. So if they don't want to read the details, they can just go, oh, throw logic out the window. If at first you don't succeed, knowledge, get off your ass and do something. Fuck what everyone else says. That's it. Of course, there's more details there, but I make it very simple. It's a list. The main points are bolded for those who want to get through it quick. My call to actions are at the end. 14 upvotes, 600 views, just like that. And that's all there is to it. Now, keep in mind, this isn't all about making a sale. I'm giving 100% of the information that is requested. And then when I'm done, yes, I make my call to action. I make a ridiculous amount of money selling on Amazon. Here's my free report. Read more. Follow me on Instagram. I've got footnotes. Sometimes I copy and paste my own stuff. Technically, it's against, of course, plagiarism unless you reference it. So here I am just cutting and pasting my own stuff, putting it into quotes, referencing my own stuff. And that's it. You could spend hours doing this, and the more work you put into it, the more traffic you're going to get. Then there's other cool stuff you can do too. Like if I share it on Twitter, I've got it hooked up to my buffer. So if I buffer it, you can see that I can share it on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. I don't really do Instagram because Instagram's all pictures, on LinkedIn. So then not only am I creating the content here on Quora, but I'm immediately buffering it out into the world. So then it's immediately on my Facebook, it's on my Twitter. So it's helping me build Twitter followers and Facebook followers and LinkedIn followers all at the same time. And then from there, I'm also taking the content and I'm reusing it in my own blog. I'm reusing it in newsletters. So it's not a waste. It's not just a traffic source. It's just got so much value to it that honestly, you can make it your entire job just to sit and write on Quora for 8 hours and make a living doing it. If you've got a website that's optimized that you can funnel people into, and you just sit there and you answer questions all day and you say, hey, you like what I said? Go to my site. Like what I said? Go to my site. Do that over and over and over again. That's it. So you're essentially can set it up to make money digging around on Quora answering questions all day. It's like getting in the comment battles on Facebook, but getting paid to do it. So anyways, that is the long and short of Quora. It is my absolute #1 favorite way to drive traffic. Yes, I love Instagram. I love YouTube. Blogging is great. But right now, the best ROI on your time and your knowledge is Quora. And if you're not on there, you are missing a huge opportunity. And I don't think they're going to change the way they do stuff anytime soon. Some people ask, oh, is Quora going to make people stop advertising? I was like, well, no, if people weren't on there branding and marketing and pitching their products, then I think you would see that some of the more popular people wouldn't be on there. And like someone like myself, where I'm giving, what I think and what many of my fans think, I've got about 2,500 followers on Quora right now, good quality answers. Like if I didn't get the views or the ability to drive traffic, I don't know if that I would personally be on there. I might move to the next thing. And honestly, if Quora said, hey, no more advertising, no more promoting your stuff, no more doing calls to action at the end of the things, then somebody, maybe even myself, is gonna open up a website like Quora and say, hey, you know what, we got no problem with it. Come on, everybody come. And then the good content is going to go over to the guy who says it. So Quora is not going to really change the way they do things. They may make a couple tweaks here and there to make it a better service, but ultimately they understand the value in attracting these content makers like myself who are using it as a form of driving traffic and content marketing. And they're going to continue to keep them there because the good answers that these people are making are putting more eyeballs on their site. More eyeballs on the site means they can charge more for their ads, and that's how Quora makes its money, is through ad revenue, and I'm sure also data collection and stuff like that. But the more eyeballs, the more money. I mean, that's just the way these social media platforms work. So Quora is awesome. Right now is a great time to get in it. Like I said, I mean, I'm standing among gods. It's amazing opportunity. I'm humbled by it. When I started doing it, I just got like a rush of people who were like finding me anywhere they could. They were randomly messaging me on LinkedIn, on Instagram. I was like, whoa, where are all these people coming from? And they were just following my course. I'm like, oh gosh, Dave, please teach me how to do this stuff. And very humbling experience. I try not to let it go to my head too much. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. I'll probably talk more about Quora in the future. If you aren't already on there, go ahead, start yourself an account, ask questions, answer questions, and just become a part of this awesome community. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it. please subscribe to my channel. I am giving out a ton of free information. I have no charge for this stuff. I've got websites that make money. My goal now is just to get this information out to as many people as possible. I'm going to talk about Instagram. I'm going to talk about Quora. I'm going to talk about ways to set up marketing funnels for inexpensively. I'm going to talk about Amazon. I'm going to talk about way to just do anything that I can. I mean, I've got an email series called the 26 Ways to Make Money Online. If you've read my core answers, I know a lot of different cool little tricks to make money online, whether it's selling a used copy of Stephen King's It that I bought on eBay on Amazon and flipping it in a week, or something like buying 2,000 stress balls on Alibaba to sell on Amazon in order to create traffic to drive to a website. Now, I know a lot of crazy cool tricks, so subscribe, follow. If you're not already, follow me on Instagram too, at WhatDaveReads, and I will see you tomorrow with whatever nonsense I'm going to be talking about then. Take care.